for a period of 4 weeks initially and subject to review. The Federal Ministry of Health regrettably confirms 5 new cases of coronavirus disease in Nigeria, which occurred within the last 36 hours, bringing the total number of confirmed cases in our country to 8.
Osaji Ahanire also said all persons returning from abroad will self-isolate for observation for 14 days, even if they feel very well. Nigeria's Center for Disease Control, he added, will disseminate information on how to practice self-isolation.
Look at this carefully, because everyone has those same questions of what the impact will be and what pieces could essentially be removed and you still have the same level of impact in decreasing the spread of the virus. The absolute key to this is every single American looking at the president guidelines and taking it seriously. The acts of selflessness that I am seeing are so impressive across the board. But if even 10 or 15% of the population decides that what they're doing today is more important than the health and welfare of the rest of the Americans, they can spread the virus in a very strong way because you know the level of contagion.
And I have to say, if chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine works, or any of the other things that they're looking at, they're not quite as far out, but if they work, your numbers are going to come down very rapidly. So we'll see what happens, but there's a real chance that they might work. Go ahead, please. In the back.
Thank you so much. What is your message for some leaders in Latin America, like the president of Brazil, who just on Sunday was taking photos with supporters and encouraging?
I can't tell you about that. I don't know about that. He's doing a very good job. He's in trouble with what he got there. And people love him. I think he's doing a very good job.
We spoke to 10 women who Americans. We spoke to 10 American women who were in Morocco, for instance. All the flights have been canceled. Their hotel is shutting down. They literally have no place to stay and no way to get home. They are asking you, they're asking the administration, the U.S. government to help them.
You know about it. We have groups taking care of that. Yeah, we're looking to take, an evacuation. We're trying to get them out. We got caught late. We're looking to get them out. We're probably I think young men or young people, could be women also with them from Alabama, the state of Alabama, and they're in Peru, and we're working on that. We're trying to get them out. It's a large group.
President, two sort of foreign policy questions. In your talk with G7 leaders earlier this week, did you discuss together anything of importance?
Yeah, we did discuss it. As you know, Prime Minister Abiy was on the call, and it's a big decision for him. We don't know what his decision is. We don't know his decision. It's a tough situation. Japan has done an incredible job in building the venues, getting them built. We've seen so many Olympic venues that have been a disaster over the years where they've lost buildings that are supposed to be ready. And Japan has been just the opposite. Beautifully, they built it for what it was supposed to be. It's the same thing that the rest of the world unexpectedly. He has told us that he has not made a decision as to what.
On foreign policy, have you spoken to the leaders of Saudi Arabia or Russia and encouraged them to stop the supply of oil that is affecting the market?
Well, the one thing I will tell you is that from the standpoint, we always get a little bit torn because, until we became the leading producer, I was always the person driving the car, and the tank of gas, and you had gasoline, and the prices were too high. I would always raise it with OPEC. And I was always somebody that likes it. I never thought I'd see $22 and $24 and $28 a barrel. but that's what we have. And in one way, our consumer is very much helped. It's like a massive tax increase. That's bigger than any tax decrease that you could give. You know, we can give all these big tax cuts, but they're paying so little for gasoline. But on the other hand, it hurts a great industry and a very powerful industry. So I spoke with numerous people that have a lot to do with it, and we have a lot of power over the situation, and we're trying to find some kind of a medium ground. You know, it's very devastating to Russia, because when you look, I mean, the whole economy is based on that, and we have the lowest oil prices in decades. So it's very devastating to Russia. I would say it's very bad for Saudi Arabia, but they were in a fight. They were in a fight on price. They were in a fight on output. And at the appropriate time, I'll get involved. Yeah.
And forgive me if I missed it. What will the Carnival cruise ships be used for?
Well, Mickey called up and he said, if you need them, and we haven't said yes, I'll call Governor Cuomo. I'll call Gavin Newsom, governor from California. I'll call a few of the other governors. Are going to bring it up today because we're meeting through telephone, telephonically, as they say, in a little while at FEMA. I'm going out of FEMA from here.
Hospital beds?
Well, you can increase places to stay. Let's say places to stay, if it works. I mean, you know, I don't know, maybe people won't want them, but he made the offer. It was a very generous offer. And he said that he has some ships that would be ideally suited for what we're doing. And certainly they have a lot of rooms. They're big and they have a lot of rooms. So we appreciate it from Carnival.
At what point in the future will any American who wants a test be able to get a test? Because you're talking about not needing a test right now if you're not showing any symptoms, but a lot of
Not needing the test?
or only getting tested if you're showing symptoms, but a lot of this.
Well, no, you should only get. You should. I didn't have any symptoms and I got a test, but I got a test because you people were driving everybody crazy. So that's the only reason. I had no symptoms, but I had a test. And my doctor told me, don't get it, you don't need it. Everybody said you don't need it, but I had to do it because the press was going crazy. And then after I got it, they said, you shouldn't have gotten it, you had no symptoms. You know, the whole thing. So in other words, if you get it, it was no good. But I'm a unique case, unfortunately. But no, people that don't show symptoms and people that have doctors that say they shouldn't get it, I would rely on that. Yeah, I would rely on that.
Mr. President, thank you. I have two questions. Do you consider the term Chinese?
OAN.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
I have
Thank you
two
very
questions.
much. Treat me very nicely.
Do you consider the term Chinese food racist
No.
because it's food that originates in China or it has Chinese?
No, I don't think it's
And on that
racist.
note-
I don't think it's racist at all.
On that note, major left-wing news media, even in this room, have teamed up with Chinese Communist Party narratives, and they're claiming you are racist for making these claims about Chinese virus. Is it alarming that major media players just to oppose you are consistently siding with foreign state propaganda, Islamic radicals, and Latin gangs and cartels, and they work right here at the White House with direct access to you and your team?
It amazes me when I read the things that I read. It amazes me when I read the Wall Street Journal, which is always so negative. It amazes me when I read the New York Times. It's not even, I barely read it. You know, we don't distribute it in the White House anymore, and the same thing with the Washington Post. Because you see, I know the truth. And people out there in the world, they really don't know the truth. They don't know what it is. They use different slogans and different concepts for me almost every week, trying to catch something. Last week it was, oh, chaos. You see me, there's no chaos. I have no chaos. I'm the one telling everybody to be calm. There's no chaos in the White House. We have unbelievable professionals. It's really, I mean, I think I came up with the term. I hope I came up with the term, but it is fake news. It's more than fake news. It's corrupt news. They write stories without calling anybody. They write a story today. I had a couple of stories where they never call me, ever, that I know of. At least nobody tells me. They'll write a story about me without even asking my opinion on something. It's totally fake. I've never seen, I mean, there is a story in the Wall Street Journal today about, about how we've done a phenomenal job on this. the governors, even Gavin Newsom, who, you know, I'm usually fighting with over the fires, and I think you should do a different kind of a job in the forests and lots of things. We argue a lot. But Gavin Newsom's been very, very generous. Andrew Cuomo's been really very generous. I mean, they're saying we're doing a great job, and everybody's saying. But then you'll read this phony story in the Wall Street Journal, or the Washington Post is going wild lately. I don't know what happened to them. I guess something happened, like we don't call them back or whatever. But the Washington Post, these are very dishonest media sources. They're very dishonest. And you know what? Someday, hopefully in 5 years, I won't be here, and that'll be fine. I will have done, I think, a great job, because I don't think anyone's done as much in 3.5 years as I've done. I don't think, and the administration. This administration's done a great job. But the press is very dishonest.
Siding with state propaganda.
Well, I think they do. I mean, they are siding with China. They are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They're siding with many others. China's the least of it. So why they're doing this, you'll have to ask them. But if we had an honest media in this country, our country would be an even greater place. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We are very excited about specifically what we talked about with the chloroquine. I think it could be something really incredible. It could totally depress the times that we had mentioned. Wait, excuse me. It could totally depress any time that we're talking about if it works. There are a lot of reasons that I have to believe, again, Dr. Hahn is the expert, but a lot of reasons that I would have to think that it could have a very positive effect, or a positive effect. Maybe not very, but maybe positive. I think it's, to me, very, very exciting. And the beauty is, I think I can say this, Steve, the beauty is that these drugs have been out there. So the really danger part of the drugs, especially chloroquine, it's been out there for years. So we know it's something that can be taken safely. So it's very important. Go ahead.
By which folks are going to be able to actually use these medicines, because I believe there were at least 2 cited, maybe more. How quickly do you think people will be able to use them? And then if you can update us on the vaccine, I know it's fast-tracked.
Well, the President has asked us to expedite this, and what I want to assure you, because of the questions that were asked, we want to make sure that this is done well and right for the American people. The President is right. With an off-the-shelf drug, we do have a lot of information about the side effects of the drug, so that really helps in terms of expediting. But I want to assure you that we're working as quickly as we can. I don't want to speculate about a timeline at this point. With respect to vaccines, that's in phase 1 trial, as I mentioned. We're expecting that to proceed moving forward, and we're working with a number of different other companies about vaccine development.
The President had noted phase 1 was fast-tracked. Is it possible phase 2 and phase 3 can be fast-tracked, that we might see a vaccine before that year? You said it could potentially be a year.
This is a terrific question, and we are really trying hard at FDA to partner with great industry, great academic partners to do exactly that. No promises can be made, but one thing that we're doing is really working hard to fast track as much as possible.
And they are.
Dr. Hahn, on the antivirus, Dr. Hahn, on the payments, Mr. President.
We're going to have other times to meet. We'll be meeting, hopefully not for very long. I mean, we'd like to see this get cleared up, and we think to me, this was a very important conference, because I really think there's great potential here. And a lot of people are going to be trying it soon, like literally very soon, literally in a matter of days, if not sooner in some cases. It's already being experimented with, and there's been some very good results. We'll see what happens, but if we can be even partially right, maybe we'll be fully right, but even partially right on it, this whole subject becomes a much more pleasant subject. So thank you all, and we're going over to FEMA now, so I don't know who's going, but we're going to FEMA. We're going to be discussing with the governors and lots of other people. Now, I think that's enough. Thank you. Thank you.
done by the. There's still a